How you doing? How you doing, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Listen. You know how we do it. Anytime we come around there, all we ask you to do is to like and subscribe to the channel. Keep the comments coming, okay? But obviously keep it respectful. But most of all, like and subscribe to the channel. Okay. This is a match reaction. Match reaction, sort of like match reaction slash player rating show, and I've got two of my best guests in the background, waiting and gearing to go. So, without no further ado, I shall bring them in. This guy. So, Thamar, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. How are you, sir?
Hello, hello. I am happy. I'm really happy, man. Thank you so much for having me.
No worries, no worries. You're good, you're good. Brian, welcome to the channel. How are you doing? I hope you're well today, my friend.
Yeah, good today, man. Thanks for having me on again.
Oh no, you're welcome. You are welcome. Told you, you're welcome. You guys are welcome here anytime. Don't worry about it. You're welcome here anytime. Right. So, the game today at Liverpool 3, Nottingham Forest nil. Gonna go around the table as usual and get everybody's take um, on the game, and obviously me last. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's how it goes. I don't mind going last as a host. I don't mind. Right, so I'll come to Thamar first. Sideline football show, the greatest. I like the awake it, wake it. I
I
like it.
love it. I love it,
I'm
man.
liking that. It's good. It's good. It's good.
See, today I'm so happy, man. You and the Reds, to be honest, I'm really serious and genuine about it. You and the Reds give me positive vibes in my life. Since
Yeah,
I've met you and met Mr. Brian as well, and few of the Reds family out there. Big up to all of them.
yeah.
Nothing but positive vibes.
Cool.
This kit, I am growing into it, and it's growing into me. I've gained a few pounds. It was a little loose on me, so I've grown into it too. It was a phenomenal game. I loved it. Especially the first half. The second half was a little bit on the silent side. Some of the subs, kind of like the timing of them or the who is coming for who, just kind of didn't make sense to me. But what do I know? I'm not a coach, right? We're just watching from the sidelines and we just share our opinions. But all in all, it was a good game. 3 points, three good goals. We could have scored more. I wish that freaking stupid last goal was counted because I would have got my prediction perfect.
Yeah, you would have. You would
But
have.
we'll get to that. I know Brian is annoyed about that, but
Oh,
Ryan, your feelings on the game today? Your feelings?
yeah, it was just like a better version of the Everton game. They didn't really come out. They didn't really try to attack us that much. And I was saying earlier on there that they didn't have a they didn't have a focal point. They had no striker. They had, maybe they had someone, if Chris Wood had been fit, they could have played off him a little bit. It took, obviously, Awani wasn't fit enough to start,
Mm,
and when he came on, he gave him a little bit more of, that presence up front.
yeah.
But they really had very little game plan or kind of plan of attack other than maybe Gibbs White doing something. So they were there for the clean sheet, and it made it. That's why it was kind of a dull. Yeah, like it was a kind of a dull game, especially in the second half. It was a game that had like the moments and stuff, but because they really weren't trying that hard to come out and play and make a game of it, it
Mm,
was hard to get a really exciting game because just lots of sort of keeping the ball really controlled, lots of possession, and you get the breaks and we got the moments and we got the goals, but yeah, especially in that second half where it slowed down and it was really low tempo, and
mm,
then something would happen again. But kind of, I suppose, I'm not saying I don't want to criticize Forest because they weren't very ambitious, but it didn't make much of a game of it really.
Mm,
It had a real kind of attack versus defense thing going for a while. But
mm,
then you saw when they brought on Awani that the difference it makes to them, a bit more of a threat in it.
mm,
So we did really what's asked of you. When you got 10 men sitting in front, you have to do your job. We broke them down.
mm.
We have Darwin causing problems and Salah in the game again, and yeah, you can't really ask for much more than that with a 3-0 against a team that's got no more ambition than getting a clean sheet.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. Great that we've got the 3 points. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna sort of like none of us in this panel is gonna dispute that. But sort of like what you're saying is true. You can only do so much in the day when you've got 10 men sitting behind the ball. Do you know what I mean? Because you can see what Nottingham Forest game plan was when they for the start, and the start wasn't in the day be hard to beat. Do you know what I mean? Just be hard to beat and that. And when you do that, that doesn't offer much of the game. Do you know what I mean? To the game still. But
No,
I actually thought in the day, look, if Liverpool can score a goal, what will happen in the day is that it will bring them out more. Do you know what I mean? They'll have to bring out a bit more. Stop that. They have to, they have to be a bit more adventurous. You know what I mean with the game. And in certain periods of the game, they was a little bit experienced, but you know, bit more like come out and sort of ambitious, but not too much. You know what I mean? So there's only sort of like so much you can do. I thought Liverpool done well to break them down. Do you know what I mean? And get the 3 goals that they got. Do you know what I mean? Because it was like a stubborn team. You know what I mean? They didn't really come to play football. Do you know what I mean? They came to because they knew it and they sort of like pound for pound some of their most of their players and they are inferior and they to Liverpool players. Do you know what I mean? So yes, see, tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna be hard to beat. You know what I mean? We're just going that premises. That was their game plan. But as I said, you have to give all credit to Liverpool with the fact that they was able to sort of like break them down and score the 3 goals. Do you know what I mean? So I thought that was good going about with Liverpool. There were dull moments in the game. I'm not gonna lie. There were dull moments in the game, but on the whole, Liverpool done the job at the end of the day that that was asked of them. Do you know what I mean? I do think at the end of the day, I would probably disagree in one sense that saying that I do think that Klopp did get the substitutions right. Do you know what I mean? That's my only sort of like pushback. But other than that, do you know what I mean? I literally agree with everything that you guys have said. Do you know what I mean? So, well, what did you think of Darwin Nunes' performance today?
Darwin Nunes' performance today was really good. His positioning, his finishing skills today as well. It was really good. I've noticed a lot of times that he was drifting to the right side, closer to Mo Salah, creating a passing option for Mo Salah, which is really good. Because a lot of times with Mo Salah, whenever he has the ball, there's at least 1 or 2 defenders on him, especially this season. Previous seasons, he had 2 or 3, in
Mm,
some cases. So that chemistry between him and Salah, both of them are feeding positivity, feeding good passes, good options, dangerous chances off of each other. So Nunes' game today was good. He scored a goal and he assisted one as well. So I couldn't ask for more. Him being subbed off, mm, maybe in my opinion, maybe if he kept him a little bit. What he was subbed off in the 58th minute, right?
no, the
Was it
80th.
or the 80th? 80th.
Yeah. He
eh,
came
Yeah.
off. He came off for Endo.
Yeah. That was the weird sub. See, I'm trying to block that one.
No, but I think sorry to cut across you. I think what Klopp was doing in that way was like game management. You understand what I'm saying? Like game management. It's like, right, we scored the 3 goals, we got the 3 points. Let's just manage the game. Manage the game. That's what I can see with that substitution. So who better put on Endo? He can go alongside McAllister, and he can literally shore up that midfield and sort of like be a bit more defensive than what you was before. I think that's where he was going with sort of like that sort of like particular sort of like substitute really. 'Cause that's the only way you do it. You take a you strike off, put a defender on, so sort of like just shore it up a bit. I mean, bit more defensive minded, game management, and sort of like see the game out really. And we did. So that's the way I would explain it anyway. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah. But I was hoping, like Gakpo be in the center forward, not Salah. Salah being in the center forward, it created a lot of chaos, that sub. I hear you, and um like putting it that way, it makes sense. But the problem is, my problem is that last 10 minutes there was a lot of chaos, like who was where positioning where. Oh my
Mm.
God, I'm not making sense myself now. Um,
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. It's just like you're literally saying it, and they sort of like when that happened, everybody's positioning was kind of wrong. Do you know what I mean? And like from obviously when he saw it, and that then caused chaos. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, it just didn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? It didn't look right, or yeah,
Yeah. No,
yeah.
I get you. I get you. Now says, "Good evening, lads. I am fuming as a Man United fan. Yeah, they got school today, man. They got taken to school today, didn't they? Did you see the game?
They had him on the rondo, yeah. You know what, the carousel, as Ferguson called it. They couldn't get the ball off them.
Oh man. Um,
Ole, ole.
Something I want to mention today before I come on to Brian and get his views about obviously Darwin. Thoughts and prayers are with Luis Diaz. Do you know what I mean? Apparently, what's happened is his parents have been a subject of a kidnap. Do you know what I mean? Back in Colombia. Do you know what I mean? Um, and obviously he's had to go back to Colombia. Um, and basically, I think the situation is that the mum has been rescued, but the dad hasn't been rescued yet. And apparently, he's been taken over the border into Venezuela. Do you know what I mean? And basically, what's happening now, the Colombian government and the Venezuelan government are working together to resolve the situation, basically, to rescue him. So, thoughts and prayers go out to sort of like Luis Diaz. That was a reason why Diego Jota, when he scored a goal, he held up the Luis Diaz T-shirt to say, "Look, we're all with you. We're all supporting you, brother." Do you know what I mean? So thoughts and prayers go out to Luis Diaz. It cannot be. It can't be sort of like easy. You know what I mean? Going through that situation. I just hope at the end of the day, sort of like the mum at the end of the day is gets the support that she needs, and I hope the father gets back to his family safe and sound. Do you know what I mean? And listen, I hope and pray for Luis Diaz, and I hope he gets all the time off at the day that he needs in the day to be with his family. Because listen, some things are big enough. Do you know what I mean? So thoughts and prayers goes out to Luis Diaz. Do you know what I mean? Does anybody else want to touch on it at all?
Yeah, no, just 100%. With what you say, Rod's just one of those things, like Klopp said afterwards, how difficult it was that, none of us can help that situation. So you just have to pray for it. And hope that it comes to a good conclusion, and I hope very quick. This doesn't. Hopefully, we wake up tomorrow morning and there's a news story saying that he was released and rescued or whatever it is, and nobody gets hurt, and it's resolved very, very quickly because
Yeah,
they're just simple people. They're just
yeah,
normal country folk. They're not used to this kind of stuff at all. So only imagine what they're going through.
yeah. And if you if you look at the Luis Diaz story, if you look at his story, growing up and how he became a footballer and stuff, it's remarkable to think and then this guy and then they went without meals for days and then because they never had no money. Do you know what I mean? It's remarkable. So listen, thoughts and prayers goes out to you, Luis Diaz, and your family, and I hope everything works out okay. Do you know what I mean? You know?
Yeah.
Okay. I just thought I would touch on that because I was gonna touch it anyway, but like now brought this up, do you know what I mean? Praying for Luis Diaz's father. Do you know what I mean? So I just thought I'd bring it up. Do you know what I mean? Thought it's
Yeah,
fitting. Marion says big up to Uncle Rodz, big up. Sideline Football Show, big up Brian Morrissey. And my favourite little Scouse brother, Redbird D9. Hope you're getting better. Yep, as well. Hey Marion, that's coming from Brian. I thought Darwin was totally fabulous. You would, wouldn't you, Marion? Big up, Marion. Your thoughts on Darwin Nunes, Brian? Your thoughts?
okay, yeah. Just sideline. Heard me saying this earlier on with Quasi that he was just the most entertaining player on the pitch, like he usually is. He's just someone who constantly makes things happen and brings the very best out of Mo Salah at the moment. Uh, just a serious partnership. People, sometimes they click in teams, and those two, they clearly have, just a really good uh, a liking for playing with each other. And it is a different, yeah, like when you've got someone that has to be your number nine, we're wondering how it would affect Mo, and it's going to be a different scenario. He doesn't have to be the main goal scorer. So if you look, uh, before he came, we got him from Roma, and he was with Fiorentina. We got him from Roma, but there's a season at Roma. I think from memory, I think he got 16 assists in one season playing off Ed and Dzeko. So he had done that role. I think he got something like 11 or 12 goals as well. So he had played that role as a right winger, feeding a forward and playing off a forward before, and it's not something he's had since he came to Liverpool. Since he came to Liverpool, he's either been the main goal scorer or he's been playing off Bobby Firmino with Mane. So this is the first time in a long time that he's had that chance to do that. And that's just the stat I remember reading ages ago. He like 16 assists is crazy,
Mm,
and it just shows you that he's well capable of playing off. Dzeko is a big number nine. Darwin's a big number nine.
yeah.
Just in terms of basic profile, pretty much the same type of player.
Mm,
Um, so I'm looking forward to seeing how much, what way that goes. Because if you can think of, say, Salah gets 32 goals in the season,
mm,
well, I'd rather what we look at now is say him, sorry, getting 17
mm,
and getting 12 or 13 assists for
yeah,
Darwin.
yeah,
So that's I just think Darwin should be on the pitch as much as possible when
yeah,
he's finished in these big games because he needs all the time, he needs the minutes. And just get him in the team, get him to the point where it's well obviously Darwin, like we say, well obviously Mo is going to start and obviously Virgil is going to start, obviously Trent, obviously Allison. So get it to the point where it's like, and obviously Darwin, you know.
mm. No, I totally agree. I totally agree. I think the chemistry they're building up at the moment could could really be something amazing. Do you know what I mean? For the not only for sort of like our club, but for the Premiership in sort of like in on a whole. Do you know what I mean? You know, it can be amazing. Do you know what I mean? You know, and as he said, it's true. Like when Salah was at you know at Roma, he did play with Edin Dzeko, and what a striker he is. Do you know what I mean? He's still racking up numbers now at Inter Milan. You know what I mean? That goes to show sort of like, you know, what kind of striker that Edin Dzeko is. And
I think
apart,
he's a, I think he's a Fenerbahce now.
oh, he's gone to Fenerbahce
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Oh, he definitely went to Turkey. I think. I'm just trying. I think it's Fenerbahce, but he's still
Right.
banging them in. Yeah, he's 37. He's still banging them in.
Yeah. See, look at that. Still 37 and still sort of like, you know, creating numbers. I don't know why he never worked out for Man City. I don't know why. You know what I mean? Just for some
Yeah.
reason.
Do you think maybe Mo at this stage as well actually appreciates, not having to be the main goal scorer? To be able to share something out
Yeah.
a bit
Takes
because
pressure
the
off.
pressure, yeah, of always having to be
Takes
that
pressure off.
main guy, like. If Darwin can chip in with 20 to 22, that would be phenomenal. See, in the league to 2022 league.
Mm. Stefano's has got a good point here. He says, Darwin's performance well, Darwin performing well is making these haters mad. He has been excellent this season. He has, yeah. He says, I still see LSC fans who think Darwin ain't good enough. Crazy. Yeah. Unfortunately, there are still some fans out there that will think that. Stefano, big up. That's what Mara. I think, you know, he was, to me today, like, he's fastly becoming the player at the end of the day which Jurgen Klopp has bought and Jurgen Klopp wants. Do you understand what I'm getting at? Do you know what I mean? You know, he's like the way he drags away defenders. You know what I mean? His runs. Do you know what I mean? His assists and his goals. Do you know what I mean? You know, what is unfortunate about Darwin Núñez, if he misses a goal, yeah, everybody's on his back. Do you know what I mean? And they forget all the good work that he has done. Do you know what I mean? Today, I've got no complaints with him today. Played his part for 80 minutes. Do you know what I mean? And bossed it. And at this present stage, he's literally keeping Gappo out of the team. Do you know what I mean? He's keeping Gappo out of the team still. So like, and I say, yeah, you know what I mean? You know, Klopp, play Darwin at the end of the day as much as you can. Do you know what I mean? Get him up to speed. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and shut all these haters up. You know what I mean? I mean, all these rival fans, all these people on Sky and all that. Shut all them up and everything like that. You know what I mean? Because they were the ones that were calling Darwin noodles for some reason. Do you know what I mean? So, listen, he was excellent today, and long may it last. Abdul, hi Uncle, sideline, and he said hi Uncle Rodz, sideline, Brian, and everyone. Liverpool need to win Europa League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and the EFL. £3 sign. Big up everyone.
I'd
Oh,
take the first two of those. I'd take a Europa League and an FA Cup.
yeah,
And if we couldn't quite do, I'd expect us to go strong in the league. I expect us to really be strong, challenging strong. But
yeah.
if we couldn't quite get the league, I would love a European and domestic cup double.
Oh yeah, that'd be quality.
Yeah, I'd take that all day. So
Yeah. Charles for a night out in Dublin, mates.
yeah,
Who's gonna refuse that, pal?
yeah, told you. I intend that it's written in the stars. We're going to be there. We're
Yeah,
going to be there.
there you go, mate. Right. Let's go on to the player ratings now. Let's go on to player ratings.
Controversial stuff.
Dive into that. We'll dive into that. Right. First up on the list is Ellison. Take it away, sideline football show. What rating are you giving him?
It was really quiet for Ellison. There was only just that one ball. I think it was Elanga Was it Elanga that hit the post?
Yeah,
He
his
hit
crossbar.
crossbar, didn't he?
Man, I'm getting old. I'm losing my memory. I was saying Darwin assisted a goal. He didn't assist a goal. So what the hell was I talking about?
Well, he hit the post and then Jota
No,
scored.
no. Was it no? He didn't hit the post. It was Turner. Kind of like pushed it or saved it.
Parried it out. Yeah, he parried it out.
Well, yeah, it was
Yeah,
his shot. Yeah,
that was the last game. Oh my God, you're getting old too. That was the last game when he hit the post
yeah,
against
he hit the post. Yeah, yeah.
Toulouse. Oh fuck. Anyway, Allison, it was quiet. I don't know. He it was too quiet for him. 7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay. What say you, Brian?
Yeah, I will go with a 6 because for me 5 is par. So 5 is you walk on the pitch at a 5, and he had nothing to do. He had nothing to not do, so he gets a point for just kind of being okay. So yeah, no more than a 6,
Mm,
but it's a solid 6.
so a
Quiet
6.
zone.
I would give him a 6.5, because as you said, he didn't have much to do, but sort of like when called upon, he done it. Do you know what I mean? And it's not his fault at the end of the day that sort of like when you get teams, they don't put man behind the ball, but that's it's just we move with it. But yeah, when he didn't have much to do, but when he was called upon, he done it. Do you know what I mean? So you can't really give him. To me, I wouldn't give him more than a 6.5. But so like, what I'm going to do is I am going to take. Um, I'm going to take sidelines football show. I'm going to take his rating. Yeah,
Around up.
I'm going to take his rating. So you get a 7. Yeah, we'll round it up anyway, couldn't we? Round it up. So we've had a 6, 6.5, 7, so 7. Okay. The Greek Scouser Tashimakas. What were you saying for him? Uh,
I can
right, right. I come.
Brian, go ahead. Yeah,
Right,
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
Brian.
Yeah,
What you?
a quiet game again. Probably one of his easier games. He'd probably be happy he didn't have too much to do.
Mm,
Didn't really notice him. You know, if you were playing that game, you'd never really heard the commentator mention his name that much. So I can only go with the same as an Allison. He didn't have anything to do and he did nothing wrong. So 6.
okay, okay. Um, again, I agree. I do agree with you. Again, Brian. I do agree again. He didn't really have much to do, but you know what? He's pretty solid at times still. You know what I mean? When he came under attack, he was pretty solid. You know what I mean? So, and that's literally all we can hope for. Do you know what I mean? When called upon, you're doing your job. Do you know what I mean? And you don't switch off. Do you know what I mean? And he never, you know what I mean? He never switched off. He
Yeah.
did what he had to. He did what he had to do. Never got subbed off. He played the full 90, 40 minutes and some. So yeah, I'm more inclined to give him a 7. I'm more inclined to give him a 7 today. I think he done well. I think he done well. What say you, Thamar?
Uh, to be honest, I kind of give him a 6.
Okay.
So my 6, the exchange rate of my 6 is 5
Mhm.
for Brian. And the reason why I give him 6, when I was doing the watch along, I counted 3 air duels, a minimum of 3 air duels that he lost.
Yeah.
Other than that, he had a decent game. So 6 for me is a decent game, not very good, not very bad. But air duels, like I picked on that. Like he lost 3 of them, so I give him a 6.
Mm. So if we say 6.5, is that cool with you guys?
Your call, man.
No, 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 no. I want to find it if it's cool with you guys. You know what I mean? Because you
Um,
obviously you've given a 6 and
Yeah.
Brian 6. I'll give a 7. So
Yeah.
should we meet halfway 6.5?
Go
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
Right. Hold on. Let's get to the bloody thing. Right. 6.5. Right. Next one on the list is Virgil van Dijk. He's Virgil van Dijk. He's a centre half. Take it away, Brian. Take it away.
Oh, he did look decent, all right, but again, wasn't tasked with a huge amount of work. And yeah, just very commanding. It's just a very typical kind of strong Virgil performance. Didn't see him getting beaten. Maybe he was. I'd give him. Yeah, I'll give Virgil 7.
Cool.
Give him a 7. Yeah.
What say you, Thamar?
I kind of give him an 8 because he,
Oh, I like it. I like it.
yeah, no, I kind of give him an 8. He did cover us for few bad passes.
Yeah.
We gave up the ball in the middle of the park, and he was there. I even want to give him 8.5. And there is a reason why I give him an 8.5 once
Come
we
on,
go
let
to
me
the
hear it.
next
Let me hear it.
rating. Yeah. Is I kind of rate Kanati just right behind him. Both of them were good. They did what they need to do. No mistakes. They were focused. They were upfront. They collected whatever loose ball or bad passes that we lost in the middle park. So 8.5 for me.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, Richard Hutchinson. Sorry, Richard Hutchinson says, Uncle Rodz, are you going to the Luton versus Liverpool Sunday at 4:30? I will be doing the security there, so I will be there. I will be there. Be doing the security for that match there. So I made sure I put down that's the game I want to do. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, I will be there. And Redbird says he gives a big Verge gets 9 for me. He was immense in my opinion. I am more likely to go with an 8.5 as well because I think that he controlled the game today. Controlled the game today. Done what he needed to do, and I'm looking at Verge here, and I'm thinking, and he's getting back to how he used to be. Do you know what I mean? As a defender, do you know what I mean? He's found a kind of like a new lease of life. I thought he was awesome. I thought he was awesome today. I thought he was awesome. Did his bit when he was called about. So yeah, 8.5. 8.5 it is. 8.5 is. Uh, 0.5. Right, next one is Konate. Excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît, parlez-vous français?
Non parler le français.
Huh?
Non parler le français.
Yeah. Where do
Non.
they where do they speak French in Canada? Is it Toronto that speak French down there?
It's Quebec, like main
Oh yes,
city there is
yeah,
Montreal. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. That's really like even the sort of like you know normal citizen that they speak French, don't they? It's just like a French speaking thing.
Yeah, you got to be on the east coast of
Mm,
Canada. You'll get way more French speakers. The further you go in mid Canada and west, the less French speakers.
cool, cool, cool. Right. Kanate, Brian. No. You
Start with
take.
the Brian. It's okay, man.
Oh, go on. Yeah. Brian, either one. Who wants to do it? Who wants to do Uncle Lion? Who
Go
wants to?
ahead.
You go on, then. Go on. Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, okay, I'll do it. Yeah, he's. I didn't see. I haven't really looked at the stats for this one after, but to me, he looked just as impressive as Virgil did. I know he doesn't do some of the things Virgil does. He's not. He doesn't. He doesn't play football the same way. But it was. kind of game that I like watching Canadi in because he's getting into his groove a bit, and when he's up to full speed, we were talking about the other night about how a player who is that big and that fast, he's always been probably bigger than all people in his age group.
Mm.
He's used to just getting out of trouble using his pace and using his strength. And when he has a game like where he can use those things and also play really well, he looks like such a top player. He's got absolutely everything. Like Kyle Walker gets a lot of praise for having recovery pace that gets him out of trouble. Canade is one of those guys where he's got that same kind of thing where he if he's in the right frame of mind, he can just boss a game complete.
Mm.
And he looked really impressive to me today. But uh, again, I don't know what his stats were. Same thing with Virgil. They didn't have an enormous amount of work to do. So whatever I gave Virgil 7, and I give Canade the same. Give Canade 7.
Okay. Cool. 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 Same one. What say you?
I give Kanate maybe. I'm between 7.5 and 8.
Mm.
Just a little bit below Van Dyke. He did really good today. He didn't get any yellow card, so big up Kanate for that. He didn't brush any tackles or any of that. Um, he only gave like one or two bad passes. I don't want to nickel and dime him, as we
Mm.
say here. I don't want to nickel and dime him. Um, he's just right behind Virgil van Dijk. So I don't know. It's up to you. For me, it's 7.5 or 8.
Okay. Okay. Uh, we'll go with 7.5 because I think at the end of the day he's a lot more calmer than what he was the other in previous games. So I don't know if anybody's had a word with him and say, look, you need to calm down as such. You know what I mean? Chill out and make the game flow. But he's a lot more calmer. As you said, there was a one or two bad passes he did give away, but nothing too catastrophic. Do you know what I mean? So yes, I'm in agreement. I'll go with a 7.5. Yes, I'll go to 7.5. 7.5. Okay. That's 7.5. Okay, I'll just read out through this comment before I go on to the next thing. Um, Redbird Darren says Ebo gets 8. Marion says Virgil van Dijk gets a 9. Ibu 8 for Marion. I might have to bump him up. What's up, Uncle? That's from Big D Ronald. No, Big D Ronnie G. Big G Ron G. So that some gangster name. 7.3. We don't do 7.3 or 7.2. We said 7.5 or the whole number. Just for next time. So I'm gonna take that as a 7.5. But
Mm-hmm.
you know what? It's like I have got 2 8s here. And did you say an 8 as well, Seymour?
Yeah, just 7.5. I think is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good for him.
So we've got 2 7.5s and 2 8s. Let's keep it 7.5 then. Keep it 7.5. Keep it 7.5. Okay. Our next one is Trent Alexandra. Uh, Trent.
Man, I would love to hear Brian sings one of these days. Should I
um,
keep dreaming?
yeah. Take it away, Famar. Trent Alexandra.
Trent was a little bit better than maybe a little bit better than Simicast, but not as good as Kanati. So I give him a 7.
Yeah.
He did okay, nothing special. He was at some point, like in the game, I noticed that he was inverted. And some points he went back, he stayed back. He did what he needed to do. Nothing special. 7.
Okay. Okay. Uh, uh, Redbird says 7 as well. Redbird's in agreements with you, 7 as well. For Trent. Um, Brian, what say you for Trent Alexander?
Yeah, strange one. He he's trying to find a new place in this team because not only because of the inverting thing, but because at the back end of last year when we were doing it, I think it was like the last 10 games we started doing it, and he was clearly the main man in there. Now he's still going into midfield, but he's got guys around him now who are more than capable of attacking and taking the ball on. So he's not as effective in either role. He's not as effective from the wide area. He's not effective from the central area. So I'm a bit worried about how it's going to work out for him trying this role because it was fine when it was last year and we only had Henderson and Fabinho. I'll just give the ball to Trent and let him try and create with it. Whereas now Sabazlai can do it, McAllister can do it, Gravenberch can do it.
Mm.
And if he's just going to sit in and try and quarterback, well, he wasn't doing that. He goes fairly high, he goes fairly deep sometimes as well. Yeah, go central. I'm not quite sure what he's doing. Like I don't have the kind of the high grade kind of coaching badges to be able to say, oh, he's doing this, 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 and this.
Mm.
But to me, like I just know watching the game, he wasn't involved in that much today. He wasn't that effective today. He he's losing, I think, a couple of the corners. He's lost to Bosley, so he's not having the set pieces that he was taking before. He might lose his free kick duties soon enough. He took a pretty weak one. Eventually someone else will get to have a go, and if they score, so it's a little bit worrying really at the moment. But we're doing really well, and he's playing in the team. He's still a world, he's still a great player. But yeah, today I suppose I'm just trying to say the game kind of passed them by a little bit. I
Mm.
suppose if that'd be a fair way of saying it. And because of that, again, just on the kind of did nothing right, did nothing wrong, it'd have to be a 6 to be
Okay.
fair to the other scores I gave.
Okay. Um, say, Mum, you giving your one? You give a 7, didn't you?
Yeah, I give a 7. To be honest, I just remember he had a stupid yellow card in the
Oh yeah.
center of the field.
Yes, he
It,
did.
it was a
Yes, he did.
very
Well, it was in the bottom corner. It was right near the corner flag. The guy was getting away from him, and he slid in and kicked when he wasn't getting near him.
was in a, okay. McAllister was in the center
Yeah,
then.
Trent was right near in kind of in the fullback position, but on the other side.
Oh yes, yes, yes. We were in attack, right? He was
Yeah.
in the right wing,
Yeah, yeah,
close to the
he
corner of
got
their
he
goal.
got turned around.
Mm.
There was no need for it. 6.5.
Mm.
Oh, he just got docked there. Oh, well,
Yep.
he's going in. Roz, he's going in retrospectively in punishment here. Because he's like, Don't be surprised if you get a call tomorrow morning. And he's telling you, actually, take 2 points off Van Dyke. I just watched the replay.
Uh, you gotta keep an open mind, right, Brian? Right?
Yeah, but just remember, fish brains, yeah, fish memories.
Oh, I
Yeah.
have a fish brain
Yeah.
today. Lately, I really need a rest. I tell you, man, I really need a week
Um,
off.
I'm in Titan. I'm in agreement. For me, he would have got a 7. He would have got a 7 today. So I think obviously saying all that, which is true, but I still think he had a decent game, as it were. Do you know what I mean? And
Don't forget also, Roger, remember that really terrible free kick he took?
oh yeah, 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 yeah. There is that.
That was a really weak.
Yeah.
That one was like, when I saw that, I was like, you're only one more of them away from Sabazai getting his
Mhm.
chance.
I mean, to be honest, today he had a shot that went wayward as well. And I was like, mate, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So he would have got a 7 for me. I'm just checking something with the game. Checking. Yeah, we only got one. There's, they got 2 yellow cards. No, actually, there was 2 yellow cards each. 2 yellow cards each. McAllister got a yellow card on the 58th minute, and Trent got an yellow card on the 19th minute. But we come to that. To me, and they thought like he would have got a 7, but I have to take a point off him. One because of the yellow card, and two because terrible free kick. So he loses the whole point for them 2 things. You know what I mean? So I have to be in agreement. He gets a 6 today. It wasn't one of his best games, but however, he did do well. We kept a clean sheet, so that is something at the end of the day, keeping that clean sheet. So, but I would say all in all, Trent gets a 6. Yeah, come on, plastic thing gets bloody thing annoying,
The first 6 of the day.
Yeah, first, and he has to go to Trent in
Someone
first.
has to get one. Someone has to get one.
Yeah, sorry, Trent.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go from left to right. Okay. Ryan Gravenberch. Ryan Gravenberch. He was. Listen. I'm gonna let you lot wax lyrical about him. Brian, you first.
Not his best game first. Not the best game I've seen him play first. Definitely not. Uh, he's going. Yeah, one of those players. He's going to have games like that where sometimes the majority of what he tries will come off. Then in other games, the majority of what he tries won't come off until he finds that balance of contributing consistently. He'll probably say himself walking off the pitch, he was like, "Yeah, that wasn't a good game for me." He kept trying, work really hard, strong presence in the midfield, a big athletic player. So even if it's one of those days, and all footballers have those days where things aren't just quite happening for you, at least then you still do your work and you do the tracking back and the physical stuff and you put yourself about. So probably again, someone like kind of Trent today were involved, but the game passed them by in terms of having any kind of big moments in it or really affecting it. But you can see what he's about, what he likes to do, and like we were saying earlier on, with all those boys just sitting in front of you with 10 men behind the ball, there's only so much room, and he does well in tight spaces. Sometimes he pops up, and that's one of his best kind of attributes. I think is he pops up in kind of unexpected areas, and he's good on the ball when people don't expect him to. But those can be like little tight intricate things, so they're not always going to come off, and maybe they might only come off once in a game, and then it leads to a goal. So yeah, just I'm not trying to be harsh, but yeah, it has to be a 6 because I gave Trent a 6 and I gave Simicast a 6, and I think he had probably the same. Elliot came on for him, and I wasn't surprised because he seems to be the one that can be switched in and out. So I can't give him any more than a 6.
What say you, Seymour?
I just give him 6.5.
Mm.
You can see it. He's trying his best. This is probably his first start in the Premier League. Is that correct?
No, yeah,
No,
start before, didn't
Second
he? Yeah, second start, I think. Second start, yeah.
in the Premier League. I'm not talking
yeah,
about Europa
No, in the
League.
Premier, yeah, in the Premier League, yeah, second start.
So if
Yeah.
this is his second start, it's like he just started playing with Liverpool. That's
Mhm.
where I was going with this.
Yeah.
In the Europa League, he's comfortable with the with the players that were playing around him. Which is the second string in Liverpool. This is kind of like it feels like the first time that he's playing around. McAllister, Jota up front, Costas Simicas. Well, he's a little bit more used to Costas Simicas. Um, 6.5.
Okay. So 6.5. I will say the same, 6.5. I think I don't think he should have started today. I think they it should have been either Harvey Elliott put in that in that place, or sort of like if you put, for instance, Endo in as a DM, then you got McAllister on the left hand side. Don't think he should have started today because playing in the Europa League, do you know what I mean? Which is which he does well in it, but it does take a lot out of you still. You know what I mean? So I think at the end of the day, he had like, to me, he looks like he had Europa League hangover, sort of like, you know what I mean? But useful something nonetheless. But yeah, I can't really got anything over 6.5 to be honest.
No, and I think Klopp. I think Rods. If Klopp had a free hit at this game, a second chance, I think he'd go along with that as well. I don't think he would
Yeah,
start Gravenberch. I think he probably would have started Endo maybe or something.
yeah, for real.
Looking back at it, I think that's why he was so quickly taken off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Alexis. Okay, he got a yellow card as well, so keep that in mind. He got a yellow card, McAllister.
It was a stupid one too.
Yeah. So, what say you, Brian? What say you?
He's been asked to kind of mop up a lot, and he's making these mistakes. He is diving in and getting caught out a few times because I know everyone said it's not his job, but against the bigger teams, it might be a bit more of an issue. But today, it wasn't really a big issue at all. He's kind of slotting in there. He does the same. Like you won't notice him sometimes for a while until he misplaces a pass. And he has that in him to kind of give away a really obvious ball sometimes. But
Yeah.
other times for a lot of the other times you don't notice him because he's kind of just doing his job and keeping it ticking over, and it pops up occasionally. So unless you're really kind of, I try and follow, like again, when I'm watching the match, I'm just trying to kind of watch the match and enjoy the match. With someone like him, you really have to watch him closely and see exactly what he's doing. But again, like I say, I just noticed him a couple of times when he did something, or that one time where he gave the ball away and it nearly led to something. Not
Yes.
just he gave the pass away, like he gave it away and it nearly, like, they were in on goal. And so again, yeah, for that kind of thing, so I suppose 6.5.
Okay. Thamar, are you in agreement?
I'm like 6.5. Maybe give him a 7 because he had a little chance to play up ahead, and I saw maybe 2 or 3 touches of what I wanted to see out of Maka playing in the 8, but it was not for too long. That's when Endo came on, right? So I'm 6.5. His yellow card was very stupid. I'm traumatized, by the way, with yellow and red cards. If Bejan Barnes was saying he's traumatized because of availability, my trauma is yellow and red card. We shouldn't give these freaking refs any small reason to give us yellow and red cards. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, sometimes you gotta bully some players, right? And you gotta get in there, and you'll end up getting a yellow. But just don't get the stupid ones, right? Don't get it early in the game. Don't get the stupid ones. Choose your freaking yellow card. I'll never forget this. One time I played as a DMC when I was 16. I played a professional football for like few games back then, and I played as a DMC for like 15 minutes. It was a disaster. As I was going in, uh, the coach, I remember him. He was telling me, "Listen, you're gonna play as a DMC. Choose when to get your freaking yellow card." I'll never forget that. You know, and me fucking sorry, pardon my French. Me, young player, going into the field, boom, yellow card.
Yeah.
Few minutes.
No discipline. I knew it.
6.5.
Yes, exactly. There you go. 6.5.
Yeah, we'll go for 6.5.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, what's going to happen, right, is that we are going to see the real McAllister, yeah, when the likes of um, Andre comes to the club. We're going to see the real. We're going to see the real McAllister because then at the end of the day, you've got a DM at the end of the day that you can play literally all the time. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to see the real McAllister. Until then, we're going to have to make do with, you know, with how he is at the moment. Do you know what I
Yep.
mean? Because with Endo and Endo, I can understand why he's not playing Endo so much because obviously he was 30 years old. Do you know what I mean? He can probably only play like a certain amount of games. Do you know what I mean? He cannot be the main focal point. Do you know what I mean? Because unfortunately, he's not at that age anymore. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, so yeah, it's literally at the end of the day, sort of like making do what you can make it do with. But I do feel at the day once Andre comes, then you're gonna see sort of like the real sort of like real McAllister. Because then you have like a Hungarian, you'll have a Hungarian, you'll have a Brazilian, and you have like an Argentinian in midfield. That's gonna be in midfield, and you'll be able to sort of like chop it up as well because you'll be able to sort of like mix and match with that. Do you know what I mean? Because you've got like the likes of Thiago should be back by that time. Bacetic should be back by that time. Do you know what I mean? Then you still got Jones. You know what I mean? You know, so the midfield at the days, the future for the midfield is looking bright. Put it that way. If we get Andre in, it's looking bright. But yeah, I do agree at the end of the day, sort of like I wouldn't go no further than 6.5. Let me see what the comments are saying. Hi, that's come for Luca AFC. Make sure you like and subscribe to Luca's channel, please. Go over there, hit the like and subscribe on Luca AFC, please. Great guy, friend of mine and a friend of the channel. Great guy. Liverpool were good. Thank you very much, sir. Ryan 6.5. That's come from Redbird. Marion says Ryan gets a 6. Redbird says Mac gets a 7. And Mac gets a 6. That's coming from Marion. So I think 6.5 will be fair for McAllister. 6.5. Shame. 6.6 in there. Shame. Here you go. Right. Next one on the list is Sabazalai. Big Dom, man. Big Dom. Hey, man, you kick it off, man. Kick it off. Kick it off.
Soboslai. Man, this guy is I really enjoy watching him, even with his simple passes. I hope what I hope is he stays at Liverpool for at least 10 years of his career. Seriously. This guy's a complete player, complete midfielder. He can play in different positions. He's like a Swiss knife. I swear, he's like a Swiss knife. Almost like a Milner, maybe not defensively as Milner, but up front you can throw him at any of the five positions up front.
Yeah.
2 assists, was all over the pitch, was all over the place, was dangerous, was making really good passes, creating chances. One time, Gravenberch took the ball off of him. He passed like one or two players on the edge of the 18 yards, 18 box,
Mm,
and he was going to shoot, but Gravenberch, I guess, was right there, and he took the shot instead. This is the second time it happened to him.
mm.
Man, oh man, I'm falling in love with him. I don't know, 8.5 or 9, almost man of the match,
Yeah. I'll take
almost.
I'll take the 9 from you. Um, Mr. Bry, what you saying about Sabozalai?
Yeah, first time now. He'd only got one assist up until today, and it was getting to a point where he was, and he had one goal. I think he had two goals, but of all the play and everything he's capable of doing, it was like there's going to be a game now where this guy is going to get two goals and two assists.
Mm,
Because it's all building up, and he's the man that we look to a little bit. Obviously, when he got the low block, someone who can run it, carry it, shoot, because he draws players. He's not Henderson. He's got a lot more to his locker, so it's only a matter of time before he starts adding these kind of numbers.
yeah.
Because he's got all the ability, but just the way he's walked into the team, and just like I said before, he looks like he's about 28 years old, and he's been playing in the Premier League for about 6 years now. He's
Mm,
just so comfortable in the whole environment, and he's just getting this like, and he looks that good, but he's got all these other things in his locker, and that's what's going to come probably more now when he has more time and he gets used to the players that he's playing with.
mm, mm,
So I'd expect a lot more of that. He's not just a central midfielder. We haven't seen how creative he's capable of being yet. That'll come pretty soon. So this will do him the world of good today. He'll be encouraged to get forward more.
yeah.
So with these kind of numbers, what did I give the other lads? Yeah, I'll give him an 8.
Mm. Okay. I'm gonna give him a 9 because I think in the he's for all the things you've just said, Brian. I just think he's an awesome player. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, sorry, I forgot the ball to Salah. I
Yeah,
forgot
yeah,
about the ball
yeah,
to
yeah,
Salah.
Assist, man.
Eight and a
yeah.
half. Yeah, eight and a half. 'Cause I
Mm.
forgot about the
Wow.
ball to Salah. Yeah.
Hold on. Clip that. Clip that.
Yeah,
This is the highest rating I ever heard from Brian. Clip it.
you're wicked. um, yeah, so I'll give him a 9 because the ball to Salah and also
Yeah.
in the day sort of like the ball to Darwin Nunes. Remember at the day he assisted Darwin Nunes as well. He hit that ball at an angle where Darwin Nunes could not miss. He could not miss. Do you know what I mean? He's all one work rate. He's passing. He's just an awesome player, and I think that's one of the best players that we brought in. That Klopp has brought in to sort of like to Liverpool Football Club, and he's just awesome. So me at the end of the day, and he can only get better. Remember, this is his first season. You know what I mean?
22.
So is this the type of thing that he can do in his first season? Just imagine what he's going to be like in his second season, and his first season, and his fourth season. Do you know what I mean? So there's still a lot more good stuff to come from Sabozalai. So yeah, he gets a 9 for me. He gets a 9. Do you know what I mean? All right. This guy here, Diego Jota. Uh, um, Thamar, start you off, man.
Jota. Did he get off on the 59th minute?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, he went off for Gakpo.
Yeah, 59 minute, wasn't it? And he
Yeah,
got.
Elliot and Gakpo came on for Gravenberch and Jota, the double substitution.
Okay. So in relation to the ratings that we gave out, I would give him an 8. He had a good goal, and the reason why I say a good goal because his anticipation and where he positioned himself, so he made himself available,
Yeah.
collected the ball, scored it. He was alive, like on the left side whenever he got the ball,
Mm.
but an 8 because
Okay.
he only played 58 minutes.
Mm. I'm more inclined to give him a 9.5. Do you know what I mean? For his positioning, do you know what I mean? And obviously being in the right place at the right time, and obviously the fact in the day that he's more effective in the day coming off the left. As I said before, he's more effective coming from the left. I think centrally not really his thing, but He'll do a job. Do you know what I mean? But you find the more you better play off the left. Do you know what I mean? Also, as well, when he celebration, when he held up the t-shirt and day for um Luis Diaz. Do you know what I mean? So he gets an extra point. He would have got he basically would have got 8.5, but he gets an extra point for what I mean. He's showing that sort of like respect to Luis Diaz. Do you know what I mean? So 9.5 from me. Brian, what you saying, bro?
Well, he got the yeah, like he got the game break and goal. He opened it up, and that was like we were saying earlier on when he went to grab the jersey and all that. You could see that not maybe broke the tension, but maybe just helped settle the team down a little bit
Mm,
because they would all have been going out on the pitch thinking about that.
mm,
And you know, like as much as say you go out and you start playing football, that should help you. You forget about when the ball is flying around, and you forget about everything else. But it would still be on your mind to a degree. So I'd say for him, there was probably a lot of pressure on that moment as well,
mm.
because you could tell that as soon as he celebrated again, he wasn't celebrating really, and he just stopped. So you could see how much it was all actually after building up.
Yeah,
So to be able to do that and take it on and just break the game with that goal, yeah, I'd give him a 7.5.
okay, okay, okay. I've still got 9.5 though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Still got 9.5. Yeah, sorry guys.
Well,
But
I could have given him a 1 and he was still getting a 9.5.
yeah, exactly.
I'm not minusing that one. I know the writing was literally on the wall there, but yeah, yeah,
To be fair, Darwin, not Darwin. Jota is one of my players that I do really like. You know what I mean? Apart from today, obviously, celebrating with the Luis Diaz t-shirt. To me, and he's just got that in his character anyway. Do you know what I mean? To do something like that. Do you know what I'm saying? But Jota is a player at the end of the day that I have admired ever since the Wolves days when he was playing for Wolves and that. Do you know what I mean? I just think he's got good skill on the ball, good awareness, and he's got an eye for goal. He's got an eye for goal. So I do like dying, but what it is and what he did in that celebration and they really pushed it for me still. Do you know what I mean? Pushed it to say like, you know what, you're a guy at the day that still thinks, you think about your fellow man, your fellow teammate. No matter how good you get, no matter how famous you get, you're still gonna think about your teammates and that. And there are a lot of people, a lot of players and they out there that when they do get to certain echelons and they in football, do you know what I mean? They forget about people around them. Do you know what I mean? It's just all about me. But he's not arrogant like that still. But yeah, it's great, great touch what he did today for Luis Diaz because at that time with Luis Diaz and I didn't actually know what was going on. I had to
yeah.
ask what's we call it?
Okay.
I had to ask Ravi. I had to ask Ravi and then what was what is this with Diaz? You know what I mean? And he told me and he DM'd me and told me. So okay, so great touch. Darwin Nunes, Brian, kick it off.
Yeah, I was, I gave him all the, we spoke about him earlier on, for a while. So I don't need to repeat myself talking about how
No.
good he was. Um, so yeah, this new role for him, of being Salah's partner in crime is is probably the most exciting part of the team to watch at the moment, along with someone like Gravenberch and this guy. But this guy, he's been lighting it up now. Every time he gets on the pitch this season, he's been causing problems for people. And today was another step forward, I think. So I'm going to be generous enough with him and give him an 8.
Okay, okay. Samo, what say you?
I kind of want to give it to Marianne. Marianne, what do you give Nunes?
Yeah, it's go. Should we leave it to Marion? We leave it to Marion for this one. Yeah.
I'll leave it to Mary because she's always like watching your live show. She's always there, giving a like, subscribe, right?
Yeah, she is. She is.
We should give her something, right?
Listen, all right, Marion, end of the day, right? Whatever you say for whatever you say for Darwin Nunes, the score you give for Darwin Nunes, we'll go with that, yeah. So Marion, get your scores in for your lover boy Darwin Nunes. Get your scores in. The celebration was planned because the bench had the shirt ready. It would have happened whoever scored the first goal, to be honest. Yeah, but
Oh
still was
yeah, no doubt. Yeah, yeah. But
still was a great touch though. It still was a
yeah,
great
yeah, exactly. No, of course they would have.
yeah.
But it was still, it was still like the Jota was still under pressure at that. Not to score the goal for Diaz or but the game was 0-0 and there was tension there, and so yeah, of course it was ready to go, but Jota was still the man on the spot at the time at 0-0 and
And
stood
he
up
did
and
it.
made the difference. Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah. Marion, where are you, Marion? Where
I
are you?
think we all know she wants to turn it up to. She'll want like a special. It only goes up to 10, but she'll want it to be 11. You know, final tap.
Yeah.
That one. So I think we can just put in a 10 for Darwin. Yeah,
Marion, I'm gonna put in a 10 at the day,
yeah,
right? I'm
yeah.
surprised, Marion, at the day that you haven't responded yet. I'm really
I
surprised.
know.
I'm very surprised, Marion. Do you know what I mean? We're gonna put in a 10 for appreciation to Marion. Appreciation to Marion. Okay.
Well, he had a good goal,
Yeah.
a lot of good positioning and getting closer to Salah. That partnership,
Yeah.
he for me, man of the match, and I'm not going to talk about it yet, but it's between him and Soboslai for me. I don't know.
Well, he's leading at the moment. Still, he's leading. Still.
Well,
Okay. Let's go to this guy here. Mo Salah, Egyptian king. Brian, what say you?
This a very Mo type of game. Like we've been having very typical types of Liverpool games this season where we're starting. I think it's been kind of misinterpreted a bit as starting games slowly or not starting well, but it's more about just starting games with a bit more control and a bit more patience. And so you're seeing the bleed into that in the way Salah plays. It's not we still see it on the breaks when we get, like we were saying earlier on, an opposition
counters.
corner against us and we're counterattacking. Then you see Mo in like that old Mo Salah where you see him running at people. Like the perfect example was the goal he got today, a break and a one-on-one, and he used to score goals like that all the time.
Yeah,
But now it's more he's playing wider. He's playing more of a creative role, more of a sort of team role with the being sharing things with Darwin. So I think you're kind of having to judge a newer version of Mo Salah as opposed to it's not it's Nottingham Forest. A couple of years ago, Mo Salah be scoring 2 or 3 goals in these kind of games and having loads of shots, but that's not happening as much this season. So maybe I have to kind of not look at it from a different critical standpoint in terms of raw numbers. He scores again today. Was it a brilliant game for Mo? Was he pretty quiet? Yeah, but does he make a big contribution in a big moment? Yeah. So that's very Mo this season. He hasn't had a brilliant game. Not once this season has he had an absolutely amazing game. But he has,
an
I think,
effective
I think it's something like 8 assists and 5 or 6 goals or something like this. At least his numbers are still world class.
The
But
game.
he's
other
not.
way.
Yeah, he's not that amazing. off the charts goals level kind of Mo Salah. But it's just adjusting our view to a new type of more team orientated Mo Salah, which is better for us, but won't see the crazy type of 33, 34 goal season.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of looking at him from that point of view, I give him a 7.
Okay, okay, okay. Sideline. What say you?
So, going back to the preseason when we played against Bayern Munich, and when he was chasing the ball alongside with Alfonso Davis, for me, when I saw that, I was like, maybe age is start getting into him, which is natural. So he lost a little bit of his speed, right? Lost a little bit of his good control or perfect control of the ball when he used to have that like 4 seasons ago and whatnot. I have voted. We didn't see your vote, Marion, but we gave Nunes 10 for you. But anyway, I give Mo Salah. It was not a really great game for him, and it was not a quiet one. It was somewhere in the middle. He was there when we needed him. He scored a nice goal. He did the key pass to Soboslai that led to Nunes Nunes goal. He's creating more. I think he's realizing that, and he's trying to play that creating goals and assisting goals role. He's guarding the ball a lot. If you look at him when he received the ball, I always look at the player when they receive the ball. Do they turn around right away, or what do they do, or do they guard the ball? Right. So Mo was guarding the ball more. He was trying to get free kicks to us
Yeah,
for us, and he did it like 2, 3 times. So I think Mo is realizing that okay, I still can play another 2, 3 years, 4 years on the elite level, but I gotta change my game. I gotta change how I play. So 8, Mo Salah 8. Ah,
cool, cool.
Marianne also agreed.
Okay. Um, I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement for that. For Mo Salah. Do you know what I mean? I just think he's adding more to his game. He's adding more to his game. He's not just a goal scorer. He's adding more assists, getting free kicks, and all sorts. So yeah, to me, at the end of the day, sort of like you're gonna see this season, you're gonna see a different Mo Salah. He's still gonna see the numbers. He's still breaking records and that. We're gonna see a different Mo Salah. You know what I mean? He's gonna be more like assisting. Do you know what I mean? More doing more of like an all round football player. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I respect that still. So he gets an 8. All right, let's go to the let's do, and he got a goal as well, didn't he? He got a goal as well, didn't he? So we give him 1 goal. Okay. So in the 58th minute, Jota came off, and was it Gakpo? Uh, hold on 1 second. Yeah, that's it. Gakpo came in, and Gravenberch come off, and Harvey Elliott came in. Okay. All right. So Gakpo first. What would you say for Gakpo? Brian, what would you say for Gakpo?
Short and sweet. I'd give him a 4. I didn't think he played well at all when he came on. Looked a
Mm,
bit awkward and clumsy. Looked a bit out of shape.
mm,
Looked a bit out of form, and looked like he hasn't been playing games. Like I know, yeah, he hasn't been playing games, so he does. But I'm only rating his performance
yeah, yeah, for real.
on the pitch. Like all the excuses or all the reasons are what they are. But for the what did he get? He got like, and that's the thing. Like I wouldn't be rating Joe Gomez because he got 4 minutes, but Gakpo had a good half an hour, 35 minutes. So it's good. Enough time to give him a rating of such.
Mm.
So, but it was actually it was pretty stinky. He did look well off it. I'm not.
Agree.
That's thinking
Agree.
that.
Not
Yeah,
yeah, a
look,
little bit. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
and it's not kind of sugar. Yeah, I don't want to show like some players can come on and just maybe he's that kind of guy where he needs 5 or 6 games and he looks really slick. But yeah, he just looked well off it tonight. It wasn't fun to watch. But yeah,
yeah,
4. Yeah, no, and I'm being hard. Yeah, I'm trying to be like, yeah, bad game, Cody.
yeah,
Being nice about everybody else, but you can do much better than that.
yeah. I think it's. I think what we said, sort of like, we said this earlier, didn't we? We said like, we don't think, and he should have started with Graham Birch today. I think he had, to me, he had like, Europa Cup hangover. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think he started today, but like, we can only call it as we see it. Do you know what I mean? If you had a stinky game, you had a stinky game. If you had a good game, you had a good game. If you had a mediocre game, you had a mediocre game. We can only call it as we see it. Do you know what I mean? So sorry, Gravenberch fan. Sorry about that, but you're gonna, you know what I mean? I will. What was your What was your thing? What was your score, Brian? Rim
4.
for Ross. Um, I will go 5.5. You know what I mean? What would you go, Brian? It's down to you.
No, it's Hammer.
Famous, sorry, famous, sorry. Famous.
5.5. Okay. Oh, the only thing that makes me cut him some slack is he's coming back from an injury, so he is out of rhythm, 100%, and it was not a very good game for him. 5. I'll go in the middle.
Okay, so he gets a 5. He gets a 5. Uh, he gets a 5. Harvey Elliott. What are we saying for Harvey Elliott? Um, Seymour, take it away. Sorry.
Elliot. Okay, the first 10 minutes it was okay. Not great, not too bad. He was okay. He brought in like some energy. The first 10 minutes, he brought in some energy. But when we replaced Darwin Nunes with Endo, Elliott started playing on the right wing for Salah. Salah was playing center forward. That's when the chaos started happening. Elliott was just isolated. And when I was doing the watch along, I was like, okay, we're not going to see anything coming out of Elliott. And sure enough, nothing came out of Elliott for that last 10 minutes. I think Elliott is trying to shoot more, which is okay, but
Why is he
yeah, it
doing that?
really why he's doing it, I don't know.
Well,
He's
why is
trying
he?
his luck.
Why is he shooting?
Maybe because he
Well,
had a few good shots before, and he wanna continue on that.
yeah, but we did this against Everton. We did this against Everton, and everyone was raving about it after the match. But if you look back at the match, we hit like 7 or 8 shots. Most of them that were from long range, they looked really nice and they looked really good. But they're all hit straight at Pickford. Like you need to be able to. Yeah, you'd be able to like make these things not just we're all going to start taking pot shots now.
Yeah,
If Elliot thinks he can score from 30 yards, that fair play. But if there's a pass on, if there's something better to do, I don't want lads to like even Sabozley if he's one of the best in the world in 2 or 3 years at taking long shots. he's still only ever going to score 2 or 3 in a season, in a good season. So I don't want Elliot going down that road of thinking whatever he's thinking, because that's a few now, and yeah, I don't like. I don't like pot shots from 25, 30 yards. It's just
Cool.
See,
Okay.
sometimes, like, again, I remember, like, remember one game we were playing and the other team were a little bit weaker and they were playing more defensively. So the coach was, whenever, okay, the coach was telling us start shooting, and whenever the coach was saying start shooting, that's if the coach gave the instructions, is when the team is so defensive and we're only able to get into the 25th yard or the 20th yard, like just a few yards away from the 18 box, and that team just have a big one block, and you want them to start anticipating to come out from their positions. That's when you start shooting. But
yeah, but that's also a coach has run out of ideas as well. He's just saying start shooting.
well,
You
no,
need to keep
hold on.
moving it, but you need to
Yeah,
keep moving the team and shifting the team, getting them wide, moving them side to side. When the space opens up for a shot, yeah, but when you get to that stage like we were against Everton, where it was just every time the ball is loose outside the
yeah, yeah,
box,
yeah.
it was like let's have it. Let's. It's like not the coaches run out of ideas, but when you just can't do anything else, there's just nothing else to do but just start lettering the ball at them.
Yeah.
But hey, yeah,
But
look, that was
it's
the
like
Everton game.
NBA. Yeah, I know, but it's like NBA. So it's only two guys or three guys maximum on the team that do these shots. It's not everyone. So he didn't let me finish after the but. So the but is start shooting. When he says start shooting, that means look for this guy on the right side or look for that guy on the left side. You pass it to that person and they shoot. So it's not an open season for everybody to start shooting, because that means we're going to lose the ball every time we shoot. Because that's basically what happened is you lose the ball, right? You are giving away the ball. So when we're going to give it away, well, at least give it to this guy here or that guy, and that will bring that opponent outside of their positions. Because if you try to move the ball left, right, throughout the wings, and you're not getting anything, you can use that will make them start anticipating to come out, right, from their positions. But, and here's the big but, it's like NBA. You make sure you pass it to this guy that scores your 3 pointers, right? So you give it to the special guys that know how to shoot from 20 yards, 25 yards. So I don't like it as well. I kind of start agreeing with you more the more I see it. Harvey Elliott is a 4.5, 5, whatever you guys want to give him.
5. I'll take the 5. Were you saying,
Yeah,
my man, Bry?
yeah. Sorry, I'm being very slow tonight. I'd give him a 5 as well because it didn't look like a game that was something he was going to get involved in physically, which is a bit of an issue for him sometimes. He's very busy. He gets on the ball, you know, as much as you could expect him to. He really tries hard. He really works hard. But for someone like Harvey Elliott, I just see. I don't know. I don't. I'm interested to see where his future goes because I hope he hasn't just plateaued. I hope this isn't as good as he gets. He's only 20 now, but he's been here a long time. And football teams move on. Sometimes new players come in. He misses out. He starts losing minutes. This is a guy who could probably play for most teams week in, week out.
Mm.
So is it fair to judge him when he hasn't played? He was playing 90 minutes a lot not that long ago, but now we've got this brand new shiny midfield. There's only enough minutes to go around, and then so you get an opportunity like today where okay, we're going to take someone else off so you can play on the right because we're moving Salah. I'd worry a little bit for his minutes if I were him. How many minutes he's going to be getting coming up? So I expect him to make that impact. Again, it's like Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones came back from a situation like that and was much better. So hopefully Harvey in a year's time. But at the moment, yeah, I'd give the score, it would be kind of similar to his season, very average, and a little bit disappointing. Probably for him more than anybody else. So five,
Five.
five.
Okay, cool. I'm not gonna do sort of like Endo or Gomez because they didn't really get enough
No,
a lot on the pitch. So let me just go through this. Ravi says, let me just actually remove this. Yeah, there you go. Ravi says, but all in all, if we can be a little quicker unlocking teams, then we will cook more because we have good players. Klopp and the lads just need mostly to find the balance playing both attacking teams and low block teams. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Also, Ravi goes on to say, Marion, big up, and Darwin for scoring. Rods and the lads' thoughts on my thoughts. Yeah, what do you think of that? Just try and cover this one. What Ravi says. I come to sideline first. What do you think of that?
All in all, if we can be a little quicker unlocking teams that can, we will cook more. Yeah, yeah. Uh, Again, I was when I was doing the watch along, I kept saying that our passes need to be faster but not heavy.
Yeah,
Especially if we try to go through the middle. You
yeah,
know,
sure.
um, we were not going a lot from the wings and then crossing the ball inside. We stopped doing that, which is good, which is really good. We're trying to every now and then one of them they are trying to dribble through the middle and trying to penetrate the 18 yards box. So yeah, the passes need to be faster. We need to be faster, but not heavy passes because sometimes Jota got the ball like a few times. It was really hot. He couldn't control it. He couldn't keep it down, and it's tough to keep it down if the pass was really heavy. We do have really good players on the ball, like so Sly Graver is really good. You know, McAllister, Nunez is really good on the ball. You know, Jota as well. Good dribblers. Now we have like five players. You know, that's scary. Um, and we can play differently. Like today, we can play that potentially against even a little bit better teams than Forest. So I agree.
Okay. Brian, what say you on that on this?
yeah, we were watching that game. We are all watching the same game, and we can see what we're trying to do. And Ravi is right. That's really what will make the difference is unlocking teams like that with those final balls and those final passes. And we definitely have the players there to do it. But if you watch Man City, I watch Manchester City play Man United. And Manchester City are the best in the world at this, best in the league. And they were up against, not the world's most defensively solid team in Man United. And they're playing that kind of football where you're using those short passes and those perfectly weighted passes, looking for that one opportunity to open them up. And even then, the amount of times, eight, nine times, it goes wrong because there's 10 other guys just like you can play all the perfect little passes you want, but that's not stopping someone else just throwing himself in the way of it. So it's so hard to get that stuff to come off. And we are trying it. But even the best teams, you know, they don't open teams up at will or that easily. So you can see what we're trying to do. But like I said, even the best team at it, Manchester City, you see how many times they have to try and recycle the ball, which is what I noticed when watching them and watching us today was when we were going forward with the ball and when the pass wasn't on, turning around, turning it back, giving it back to midfield, giving it to the keeper, and recycling it, trying to get it going again. And that if that's the road we seem to be going down, is being more patient and being more constructive and playing more through the middle and less, heavy metal attacking football, then yeah, we are going to have to get better at that. But it's the hardest, it's the hardest part of football. Like everyone always says, is that final pass, that final killer ball that opens everything up and just makes the finish. That's the most difficult thing to do in the game. And I think that's what this team is trying to do a little bit more than we have done before, rather than just overwhelming teams with power and press and attacking them down the wings, trying to be more clever. And it's like putting the ball in the back of the net and that final pass, the most difficult part of it. So yeah, it's going to be difficult, but can we get better at it, a bit quicker at it? Yeah, but don't be too disheartened if we're not doing it 3 or 4 times a game, because even the best in the world, it only comes
Mm,
off once or twice.
mm, mm. Facts, yeah. Well, guys, at the end of the day, come to the end of the show, and unless there's anything else you guys want to speak about, anything else?
No, I just want to talk about Bruno Fernandes and the way that Gary Neville was talking about, because they went down. Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United captain, and that's a team that has trouble at the moment and has trouble with uh, characters and personalities and weaknesses in that team. It's been criticised from all points of, like, what kind of people you have. You haven't got the wrong type, you haven't got the right kind of people there. And
Yeah,
Fernandes is captain, and they went 3-0 down to City. And I'm watching that game, and Gary Neville was on commentary saying he's 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 trying to con the Manchester United fans. I'm going to tell you, you're not conning anyone, because he was going around trying to kick people. He was going around trying to foul people, and Gary Neville is sitting there going, he's not conning any one of these United fans. He thinks that if he goes around and kicks players, that these United fans will think that he cares. They know this is nonsense. Anthony came on, tried to start a fight, and he said he's trying to do the same thing. He's trying to con people into thinking that he cares. Bruno Fernandes got a yellow card, turned around, and basically was screaming all kinds of, like, foul and abusive language at the referee. And he's the
yeah.
captain. He should have gotten the second yellow card. Like,
He gets
he
he
tried to
got
get you see one. Sorry, Roger. You'll see one. This one I meant, because he Gary Neville pointed it out. He went for John Stones. He was trying to kick John Stones, right? And he went for him. And John Stones saw it coming. And because he was quicker and clever, he turned and just put his boot up in a way that basically meant that Bruno Fernandes injured himself trying to kick Stones, because
yeah,
Stones just kind of deflected it because he saw it coming. Because Bruno had just been going around the pitch trying to kick people. And Gary Neville was on commentary, co-coms, on Sky Sports, saying, you're not conning anybody. You're trying to
facts.
calm these fans. And he's the captain of Manchester United. And Gary Neville is calling him out on Sky Sports. That's how far that club is. Because this is like the worst captain in the Premier League. Because that was the
Mm,
example he was trying to set. And Anthony comes on and tries to slap Doku. And Neville's like saying, look, he's doing exactly the same thing. You're not
yeah,
fooling any of these United fans by
yeah, yeah,
pretending you care, by trying to, go out and play football, beat them playing football, going around the pitch trying to kick people when you're 3-0 down at home to Manchester City and they're taking the piss out of you, passing the ball around.
yeah.
Absolutely disgraceful performance.
He's a disgrace. He's a disgrace, because, like, but my argument is, this is my argument, yeah, is that he gets away with it. That's what you got to think. He gets away with it, because that's not the only time. Because remember the day when he pushed the linesman, that time he pushed. Remember he pushed the linesman that time there,
Yeah.
and he got away with that. Do you know what I mean? And like we had sort of like some something in there that was like was really like that. Was merely like that. He got a yellow card. Do you know what I mean? We got chastised, and like obviously when Klopp did what he did at the end of the day against that the linesman, Klopp was banned for the next game. But then what is it? And Bruno Fernandes gets away with pushing sort of like a referee and stuff. So he gets away with it until what it isn't until at the end of the day the Premiership and the referees act on it and say, look, no, you're taking a piss now. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Until they act on it, right? Well, then he's always going to do it. He's going to do it and do it and do it. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like selective, kind of like selective punishment. We're going to punish you, but we ain't going to punish you. Do you know what I mean? I've seen Bruno Fernandes literally do some sort of like horrendous things. Even like the waving of the yellow card, like the car waving and that, right? He does that and he gets away with it. You know what I mean? He dives and he gets away with it. Do you know what I mean? So it's just to me at the day, it's disgusting the way that he sort of like he goes on, and it's disgusting the way that he carries himself as a captain, as it were. You know what I mean? I say like that because I don't think he's a captain. But what is more disgusting, I would say, Brian, yeah, is that the Premiership bodies that they letting him get away with it. You know what I mean? Letting him get away with it. They're always saying that in order for evil to manifest, it's for good people to say nothing. Well, good people are saying nothing now. Good and bad people saying nothing. Do you know what I mean? But yet, in the day, right, it's like they tend to find this like energy in the day when it comes to Liverpool. They want to find this energy. They want to say, you can't do this and you can't do that. Okay, then. So how comes he can do it then? Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
he walked on the pitch as almost on a yellow card immediately for dissent, but he never gets sent off. He can get a yellow card, and he can just basically spend 10 seconds after he gets sent off, or get a yellow card. He can scream in the ref's face.
Yeah.
And you can see him telling the ref to fuck off and fuck you and fuck this and fuck that. And he won't get a second yellow for that. And he'll still be in a mood. And 2 minutes later, he'll go and kick someone. And he won't get a yellow for that because he's Man United captain. And they don't. But the guy is, in any legitimate game, if you follow the rules, he'd probably be sent off in almost every single game he plays just for 2 yellows for dissent. Forget anything else he does. I've never seen not seen, he must be in terms of, if you ask these refs which players are the most screaming abuse in your face type players, he's got to be at the top. And that's supposed to be yellow cards. And he's doing it 5, 6, 10 times in a game. And he knows he won't get sent off because he knows almost, I'm on a yellow for this. And yeah, players shout stuff at refs all the time. We've been on pitches and it's like, oh, fuck off, ref. Will you? That's fine. You know what I mean? Like the ref runs past you, that's what, fuck off. You can't send off. But he runs up to refs, pointing in their faces, screaming in their faces. And he's the bloody captain.
Yeah, but
his
Brian, so to cut across to you. His
No,
Brian.
I just wonder.
We're always going to have this problem. We're always going to have this problem with like Bruno Fernandes, as long as these referees let him get away with. Because I mean, I haven't got kids. Yeah. But I know Fama, you got kids. I don't know if you got kids, Brian.
No.
No,
I don't.
Yeah, right. Fama, with your kids, yeah. If you don't tell them at the day, well, don't do that, right? Right? You know what I mean? Or when they do something, and you don't tell them at the day, well, no, that's wrong. You can't do that. You know what I mean? And say that, there can be obviously consequences to actions. You know what I mean? Yeah, right. But at the day, as kids at the day, they're gonna do it again and again and again and again. And it's the same like with Bruno Fernandes, isn't it? Bruno Fernandes reminds me of a little child at the day that has been told at the day, right, the rights and wrongs about life. Do you know what I mean? So really and truly at the day, right, you got these people at the day, like these referees that would encumber him and then they and won't say nothing to him. You know what I mean? So obviously, as a child at the day, if you have got no barriers, you know what I mean, and there's no consequences to your action at the day, right? You're just gonna keep on doing it because in your mind, you think it's right. Do you understand what I'm getting? And that's what it's gonna be with Bruno
He's
Fernandes.
spoiled.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's what? That's what it's going to be with Bruno Fernandes and that. And it reminds me of the day of the some of the Man United team players of the 90s and 90s because at the day they were the glory boys at the day and they was like the British football like new baby and stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, right. Because they're done with Liverpool now. They didn't want to know about Liverpool. Man United were the new babies at the day, right? They can literally do anything they want to do. Do you know what I mean? Look how many wrong things that Ryan Giggs has done on the pitch and off the pitch. You know what I mean? So when these people and they haven't got consequences to own up to, you know what I mean? Or consequences that's going to restrict them for doing what they want to do, right? They're going to do it. They're literally going to do it. But you know what isn't they, right? I'm literally at the day gonna write that down and at the day, right? When we do a panel debate show and everything, I want to discuss that more. I think that's very, very interesting in what you said, Brian. I think it's very, very interesting. I would like to go into it more. So what I want to do, I'm gonna write it down after obviously finish the show, and then like on a panel debate show, that is going to be one of the subjects we're gonna discuss. Okay, definitely. All right. So last comment from Ravi before we leave. Remember when Terry and Drogba were used to get criticised for shouting and surrounding the ref and lack of look at Bruno getting away with so much. Well, I don't like John Terry because he's a racist. Simple as that. He's a racist, and he literally single-handedly ruined with the rest of his cronies in the FA, ruined Anton Foden's career. You know what I mean? His mum died of the stress of it. Do you know what I mean? So I've got no time for John Terry. And Drogba really and truly at the day, whenever he used to play against Liverpool, whenever the game wasn't going his way, he used to cheat. Do you know what I mean? So them two really, I haven't really got time for, to be honest. You know what I mean? Because you got to think about
Sure.
it, right? Chelsea and the day used to get a lot of decisions going their way, yeah, right, which shouldn't have gone their way, to be honest with you. So, it's the way it goes still. Do you know what I mean? Big up Roz. I'm just using the players as an example. Yeah, I'll get you. I'll get you, man. I hear you, brother. Don't worry about it. I hear you. So, okay, we are going out ski right now. Just got time to say I should be back tomorrow evening at some time with with the weekend review of the games. 'Cause I don't think there's any game. There's no games on Monday night. Monday night is there. I don't think there's any games on Monday night because of, obviously
No,
we've
no.
got the league week. The teams that
No,
make
there's none.
so there's no football on Monday night. So I shall be back in a day with a weekend review, okay, and a look at the scoreboards. Also, as well, I should be back on Tuesday night as well. Excuse me, sorry. On Tuesday night with the Red and Blue Show, the Red and Blue Show returns. I've got Jess, an Arsenal fan, has been an Arsenal fan for years. You know what I mean? So he's coming on the show as a guest. We're going to chop it up. And then Wednesday will be the watch along show. And then after would be the match reaction plus play rating show on Wednesday night. And then Thursday will be, I'm not sure what we'll do Thursday, but I'll think of something about Thursday and Friday. So yeah, I full schedule this week of shows. Sideline, please tell everybody where they can find you, my friend.
It's easy. You can look me up on YouTube at Sideline Football Show. Um,
Doesn't work,
mm,
Coco.
sorry.
Sorry, I was talking to my dog. Sorry.
I love you, Brian.
Uh,
So yeah, look me up on YouTube, Sideline Football Show. We're gonna do a Monday or Tuesday. We're gonna do a review for the week, and would love to banter Brian about prediction score, but I'm just too tired for that at the moment. For that. So yeah, big up. Thank you so much, Uncle Rod. Big up everyone. Please like, share, subscribe to this channel. Please to Uncle Rod, show him some support. I've been broadcasting the same thing to my channel. So thank you so much, Uncle Rods.
you're welcome, my friend. Brian, you pop up when you can pop up anyway, so there's no point in saying we can find you. But
No,
listen,
you find me
thank you.
over there with the tamer, yeah, for the predictions and the usual
Yeah.
stuff next week. So yeah,
Well, thank you for coming on Sherman this evening. Thank you
thank
for
you.
coming.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
Always welcome, my friend. Always welcome. Um, uh, Another one is please, if you can watch this on a replay, please do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Like, subscribe, and comment to the channel, okay? But keep it respectful. You know what I mean? Your likes and they and just mean a lot to me. Gives me support, and also as well, subscribe if you have not subscribed. Okay, so in the meantime, until oh gosh, hold on.
Can someone talk to K Mac about some of his comments, like in the WhatsApp group?
Okay, Matt, I'll deal with him another day.
Yeah, but just read it.
Yeah, I'll read it. I'll read it. I'll deal with him another day. If it gets to you, if you get, I've warned him already in the day. So like with his messaging. All right. So guys, peace, love, respect, and yeah. Uh, I'll stay behind backstage so we can chat. Favor, you want to speak to me about something, so I'll stay behind
Yeah,
backstage.
for sure,
Cool.
man.
Okay, guys, take care, love and respect. Peace.